Good morning everybody, welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the week ending 11th of January 2025. Musk has his say in his incendiary way, which Sir Keir makes clear is not okay, and the Commons vote sees his government hold sway to keep the naysayers at bay. Musk is also not pleased with the way Farage runs Reform UK. With the economy in disarray, Rachel flies away but secures deals with China at the end of the day. Extreme weather in the UK and LA. Trudeau calls it a day. Starmer and Musk were in a tit-for-tat about Jess Phillips grooming gangs and all that. And soon copycat copied copycat, resulting in an unseemly online spat. Musk's claim that Phillips should be thrown in jail for the PM was simply beyond the pale. And the comment from Musk would have also bitten that Keir was complicit in the rape of Britain. Many Brits are starting to think, what is this? Why is Musk sticking his nose into our business? Or did Trump's attack dog just want to agitate and stimulate and instigate some online hate and put his own agenda up for debate? Well, it seems our Prime Minister took the bait, because on Monday he took an impassioned stand, called in the press to draw a line in the sand. After months of being increasingly embattled, Sir Keir's tone was combative and slightly rattled. He accused opponents of bandwagon jumping for amplifying far-right tub thumping. While political agendas were being projected, the victims of grooming gangs were being neglected. But there are clearly many others who share the opinions of the Tesla and ex-billionaire. To paraphrase Robert Jenrick, it was down to the blimmin' immigrants with medieval attitudes to women. Such comments, of course, had the woke up in arms, but perhaps ducking these issues causes more harm. Clearly many people concur with Jenrick's views. Disregarding them merely shortens their fuse. Suppressed anger increasingly seethes and simmers and then starts to boil as tolerance wears thinner. Until, like last summer, Britain's darkening tone turns parts of its cities into a war zone. Wednesday's Commons vote had Tory attempts stymied for there to be a national inquiry. Starmer doubled down on the Labour point of view that another inquiry would add nothing new to the to the findings of the inquiry of 2022. Using those findings is what we should do. It's more helpful to the victims if we all move ahead with implementing the recommendations therein read, and therefore this matter should be put to bed. But opponents say the matter's not yet dead. The vote hasn't knocked the issue on the head. A new inquiry would focus effort instead on seeing if these crimes have a common thread. It might be a path that the police feared to tread. To accept those involved in this despicable racket were confined to a specific cultural bracket. By the end of the week, Reform UK pledged to fund their own inquiry anyway. Meanwhile, the bromance between Farage and Musk, for the moment at least, seems to have turned to dust. Trump's deputy and head of Doge thinks Farage is no longer capable of being left in charge of Reform UK, though he didn't say why. Probably it's because they don't see eye to eye on Tommy Robinson, the right-wing lawbreaker, xenophobic Muslim hater and troublemaker. The difference of opinion has arisen on whether Robinson should stay in prison. Musk says he shouldn't. Farage says he should. Nige insists they're still friends, but then again he would. On Friday, Rachel Reeves left for China on a plane to discuss stuff such as trade, Hong Kong and Ukraine. The Chancellor's trip had been long in the planning, but back in Britain it received a right panning. With UK debt rising, critics were raging. What's the point of Rach swanning around in Beijing? Many blame her budget for economic growth progressing about as quickly as a very slow sloth. And now, with the pound tanking and inflation still rising, the poor state of our economy isn't surprising. And on Wednesday, our long-term debt interest rate reached levels not seen since 1998. While critics say she's fiddling while Rome burns, she says the crisis can wait till she returns. And with £600 million of deals negotiated, she'll hope that will keep her detractors placated. Meanwhile, Liz Truss has engaged her lawyers because the PM is starting to annoy her. He states as fact when it's just his point of view that she crashed the economy in 22. She sent him a letter to cease and desist. If he doesn't, she'll sue him 'cause she's getting right pissed. The week was dominated by extreme weather, causing chaos, death, misery and terror. On Friday, to cap a week of countrywide freeze, temperatures dropped to minus 19 degrees. Planes and trains in many places couldn't go because runways and tracks were under snow. While many miles away and on all our screens there were Hollywood disaster movie scenes. They may have been in Hollywood, but these were for real. Actual winds and wildfires, not just on a film reel. On small and big screens and social media trending, real life drama with no Hollywood ending. Mega movie stars, their homes and chattels binned in a towering inferno, now gone with the wind. A storm in Canada of a completely different kind as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau chose to resign, with his popularity in terminal decline.